Welcome to SGS Arts. So today I'm gonna do the new community challenge started by Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. So this is top 5 on-screen duos, the movie edition. So basically in this challenge you have to choose top 5 duos from movies. It can be any duo you want. It could be a couple, it could be like a buddy cop thing or two friends or even like a person and an animal. There's one of those in my top 5. And as always, my list is a bit more weird than most people's list. That's just how I am. Yeah. But this is necessarily my like exact top 5 of all time. I could never do like a top 5 ranking of my favorite duos. There are so many, but I wanted to highlight some of my big favorites here. These are all duos that I really love. Yeah, and hopefully you will get some recommendations from this video. I'm sure that none of you have seen all of these 5 films. I would be very surprised if there was a single person watching this video who have seen all of these 5 films. You might have seen like 4 or 3 of them, but I don't think you have seen all of them. Yeah. But we are gonna start with one of my absolute favorites. The duo is my favorite part of this movie, so this fits this challenge really well. So it's Akira Kurosawa's The Hidden Fortress, which might be my favorite Kurosawa film. It's hard to choose. But the duo that I'm talking here is mentioned in the first sentence here. So the two peasants, Matash, Hichi, and Tahei, played by Minoru Chiaki and Kamatari Fujiwara. Yeah. And they are just absolutely hilarious. They are these two pathetic peasants, always bickering with each other. They want to become rich, but they are both like stupid losers, so it doesn't really work out. And then they kind of get together with Toshiro Mifune's character, Rokurota, who is a general. Yeah, and then this princess that you have in the um, poster, Yuki. And then they'll have this big adventure, and it's really fun, very entertaining, very thrilling. Yeah, this is the Kurosawa film that influenced Star Wars, if you didn't know. Yeah, but this is such an amazing film to me. I think I love this more than many other people do. Most people wouldn't rank this in their like top 3 Kurosawa films, but to me it's just so much fun, so I love it. I love it. Yeah. So the two peasants from the Hidden Fortress. Then we have Lee Chang-dong's Oasis. And I've said this multiple times in my channel, I think, that I love unconventional love stories, and here is a perfect example of a perfect unconventional love story. So you can read here that Oasis is a love story of two young people abandoned by families. A young man released from prison visits the widow of the man he killed drunk driving. There he meets her daughter, wheelchair-bound with cerebral palsy. So the relationship is between this young man and this young woman who has the cerebral palsy. And this guy, he's definitely a very weird guy. Uh, I mean, I don't think I have seen a similar character in any other movie, basically. Yeah, although I feel like I've met some of these type of people in real life. Yeah, but anyway, I think it's a pretty beautiful love story, although there are some like questionable and horrific things about it, especially like the scene how their relationship starts. It's definitely quite hard to watch, and it's pretty horrific. But then they still develop this love story somehow. But I love these weird, unconventional love stories, like I have said. Yeah, they are so interesting. And I don't always want to just see Barbies and action mans together. Sometimes it's fun to see different type of people. Very interesting to see different type of people in films. Like I talked about in the video where I talked about if I was a filmmaker myself, what films I would make. Like this is a good kind of an example of a type of film that I would probably be making if I made films. Yeah, and I love Lee Chang-dong in general. Yeah, but it's this couple from Oasis. Yeah. Then we have one of my favorite French films, Le Pont du Nord by Jacques Rivette. Highly recommend this. This used to have a Masters of Cinema release in the UK, but it's out of print. Sadly, I don't actually own this myself, but I've seen it 2 times. But then I think it's released in the US, and the US copy is still available, I believe. So if you want to get that, yeah. But here we have the duo that I really love. So we have um, she who kind of just got out of prison, and then we have her, Baptiste, who is this young paranoid who just wanders around the streets of Paris, and yeah, she has this very weird charm to her. This has a very weird plot that I'm not gonna start explaining, but these characters are played by Paul Augier and Pascal Augier. Yeah, you have Paul Augier here and Pascal Augier here. Yeah, I don't know what should I say about this relationship. It's again another fairly unconventional relationship. Yeah, but that's the type of stuff that I really like. I absolutely just love her character. Um, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, weird and paranoid, but beautiful at the same time, and very interesting. Yeah, and this film also ends in a very fun way. Yeah, but a great film. I don't know how to sell it that well, but I absolutely love this film. I think this would be an even a fairly good entry point to Jacques Rivette's filmography. Yeah, yeah, but what a great film. Yeah, and what a great duo. Then we have 2 Finnish films. I think this film is available in the um, Rare film website that I have mentioned with English subtitles if you are interested in it. But this is The Year of the Hare by Risto Jarva. It's based on a Arto Paasilinna novel with the same name, which has also been translated into English. But there's a story about this man who quits his job, who wants to escape the capitalist and consumerist hellhole, the capitalist boring life, the soul destroying life. And he travels to Lapland, and during his travels he comes across this hare that you can see here, and then they travel together. So so the relationship is between this man and this hare. Yeah, but it's just such a great traveling movie about big themes, again about this the alienation that capitalism and consumerism causes. Yeah, and how if you go closer to the nature and if you escape this boring modern life, you can find happiness that way. Yeah, although this definitely isn't a like a positive film, even though it might sound like that at first. Yeah, but I think this is a big Finnish classic. Too bad that it isn't that well known elsewhere, but I absolutely love this film. And the relationship between the hare and the man, it's just fun and interesting. Yeah. Um, yeah, but what a great film. So if you want to watch it, I believe it is in the Rare Film website where you can watch it for free. Yeah, so go do that if you have time and interest. Yeah. I think many people would like this film. It's also a very accessible film, even though it's about those fairly big and deep themes. They even go through my childhood town in this film called Heinola, which is nice. Although I don't actually recognize it in this film, so I actually wonder whether they actually shot that part there because it really doesn't look that familiar to me, even though I lived 20 years there and I still visit the place every year because my family lives there. So yeah, it's a bit weird, but yeah. Although maybe I just didn't recognize it because I had to watch this in a fairly bad print, but maybe if it was like 4K or something, maybe it would be different. And obviously, this came out 20 years before I was born, so although the city center should be fairly similar in the 70s than it was during my lifetime, because the buildings are fairly old, many of them, so yeah. But then another Finnish film that I also mentioned in the top 25 80s films, it's Ariel, the second part of the Proletariat trilogy by Aki Kaurismäki. And the duo that I'm gonna talk about isn't this one, or isn't this one, but it's this guy, played by Turo Pajala, Taisto Kasurinen, and it's Matti Pellonpää's character, Mikkonen. And they meet in prison in this film. I mean, it even says that he escapes prison, but they escape together. So they meet in prison and they uh, become friends very quickly. And it's that typical Kaurismäki type of friendship. Lots of dry humor there and lots of weirdness in there, but that's how I love it. And I think it's a very cool friendship, although it has a fairly tragic end. Although I'm not gonna spoil it, even though the synopsis kind of spoils the movie to a large degree. But I think with these type of films, I don't think it matters that much if the plots are spoiled. The plots are very simple anyway, and it's more about how the stories are told than stories themselves with these types of films often. So yeah, but great friendship. But that was my top five. Again, this isn't my like exact top five of all time. Of course, I could have gone with like stuff like The Dude and the Walter Sobchak from the Big Lebowski, but I don't always want to talk about the Big Lebowski. And there were some David Lynch ones that I could have gone with and stuff, but I wanted to pick some bit more, um, no, well, not unknown because these are fairly well-known films, most of them, but I wanted to go with some not as obvious choices. And I still really love again all of these duos as well. But if I did just like my top five of all time, it might have been a bit different. But anyway, this was my approach to take for this challenge. So go check out the original video from Huck. Go check out, for example, CineArtTherapy's response. And there's also a TV version of this challenge that I'm gonna do as well. To be honest, for that one, it's fairly hard to pick the duos because I find that in TV shows there are maybe more duos that I absolutely love than in films. Yeah, but I will do that one as well. So thanks for watching. Don't drink all the coke. And ciao.